Did a little studying before. Did a little studying. All right. An LCSW is working in a middle school setting and is confronted by a mother who is upset that the LCSW has not filed a child abuse report over bullying by her daughters has been faced. The daughter regularly is taunted by other girls at the school and has been injured in some shoving matches. Through the daughter has sought out to avoid the fights and does not fight back. The LCSW defines herself defends herself by noting that in each case the girl has been fighting with other girls around the same age and size. The daughter is a regular client of the LCSW and the mother has attended some sessions. The LCSW must A. Contact her local child protective service agency and report the mother for failing to protect the daughter. That ain't it. B. Contact her local protective service agency and report physical abuse of the daughter. Mm. C. Contact the school principal and discuss the mother's concerns. No. Calmly explain to the mother why her daughter's injuries are not considered problematic. So, it's either D or it's B. So let's think about this. Contact her local protective agency and report physical abuse of the daughter, or calmly explain to mother why the daughter's abuse is not. So, do the thug shakers. I don't know what that is. I'm going to go with B because I remember that any suspected but it's some shoving matches. No type of they don't stay in the vignette if they had any bruises. So if there it was any type of bruising, then we automatic. All right, but I'm gonna go in this case B for 17. B for this one, and the answer is B. Contact her local protective services agency and report physical abuse of the daughter. While there is an exception to physical abuse reporting standard when children engage in willful manner combat, and that's mature affairs between minors, according to the section 11165.6 in the Penal Code. The facts that the girl here is seeking to avoid the fights is critical. It means that they cannot accurately be described as mutual, even when the combatants are of similar age and size. If one is being pushed into combat against their will, it can qualify as a physical abuse under law. So let's read the vignette for B. I mean for D. B was the right answer that we put, but D was one of those ones that it could be. So this would not resolve the LCSW reporting responsibility. So see the rationale above B. So Gloria, how you doing? All right, so let's do another question. All right. An LCSW receives a phone call from a prospective new client couple. The couple reports that they moved to the U.S. 3 years ago from a country the LCSW does not know well. The couple says they would like to come to therapy to work on communication difficulties in their marriage. The LCSW strives to maintain strong awareness of cultural issues, but has never worked with anyone from the client's origin before. The best course of action for the LCSW would be to A. Refer the couple to therapy for client's country. Nah. B. Encourage the client to educate the LCSW about their country, culture, and customs. Oh, because we don't need the client to let us know all this stuff. C. Seek resources and consultation to become familiar with the client's culture, couple's culture and customs, and to understand how clients from the country typically present in therapy. Or D. Wait until the client comes in for initial assessment to determine whether the meaningful cultural differences exist. So this one's pretty easy. It's C. Seek resources. 22. 22 is C. Seek resources and consultation. Become familiar with the client's couple's culture and customs, and to understand how clients from that country typically present in therapy. This best summarizes the LCSW's responsibilities. Understanding typical client presentation based on the client's culture does not mean that the LCSW should or would assume that the particular case will match cultural norms, but at least provide useful references points for the assessment. All right, let's get a couple more in. Got a little bit of time before we got to go in. All right, let me know in the comments, man. Y'all want another question? I'm studying anyway, so I'm probably gonna do it if y'all didn't say yes, but still, I feel like it's informational for you. All right, 19. A client who has expressed great concern about anyone knowing she is in therapy passes out in the middle of a session. She said, let me borrow. What up, Toxic? The LCSW the client was seeing is able to wake her up long enough to learn that she has recently been struggling with illness and has pain from a neck injury. And the LCSW knows the client's intake paperwork and she has blood disorder. The LCSW should A. Stay with the client and continue attempting to wake her. B. Call 911 and transport the client outside the office into a public area to protect her privacy. C. Call 911 and summon paramedics without providing any information about the client and or her illness. Or D. Call 911, summon paramedics and inform them of the client's medical issues. So, in this case, we know A, which is saying stay with the client and continue attempting to wake her. We know that's not right. All right. B, call 911 and transport the client outside of the office in the public area. We know that ain't right. C, call 911 and summon paramedics without providing any information about the client or her illnesses. What's that gonna do? We know that we gotta break confidentiality. The client is, if we only got her up for a second, we need to know what's wrong with this lady. D, call 911, summon paramedics, and inform them of the client's medical issues. So I'm gonna pick D. All right, so 19, we put D. 19 is D. Call 911, summon paramedics, and inform them of the client's medical issues. LCSW are allowed to share medical information in emergency situations. The LCSW in this instance can do so without revealing any information about the client's therapy. All right, let's get another one. All right, here we go. Matter of fact, this gonna be my last one, and then I'm gonna continue. I'll stay on it. A social worker has been working with the family for several sessions and plans a session where the entire family. I'm in a different neighborhood, so I'm seeing people walk all around and stuff. But I'm at the school. Okay. A social worker has been working with the family for several sessions and plans a session where the entire family will participate in a ceremony re- reliving the oldest daughter of responsibilities she has been taking on as a co-parent. Shortly before the session, the mother informs the LCSW that she will be away on a business trip. What are you doing? On a business trip and asked whether she can participate in the session by phone or video conferencing. All right. So we know video conferencing is all phone calls. That's all telehealth. All telehealth. So those are different requirements if a participant or a client wants to participate in telehealth that's actually in regular individual therapy. All right. The mother frequently the mother's frequent absences are a part of the reason why the daughter felt obligated to take on tasks parenting tasks. The social worker should, all right, let's get into it. A, contact the BBS to see whether the LCSWs include the mother. No, we ain't contacting no BBS on them. B, include the mother in the session and in the ceremony via phone or video conference and clarify that her involvement in consultation rather than therapy. I don't know. C, refuse the mother's request and reschedule the ceremony for the time she can attend in person. Or D, contact the other family members and see whether they believe including the mother would be legally and ethically appropriate. So let's break this down. So A is contacting BBS. We know not to do that. B is include the mother in the session ceremony via phone or nothing. We don't have no authorization to do that, so we know that B is not it. We do D, contact the family members and whether they believe that it would be legally or ethically appropriate. They don't know nothing about legal or ethically, so we wouldn't even deal with that. So we go C. C for 35. So let's go 35 and see if we got that right. C for 35. And the answer is C. C. Refuse the mother's request and reschedule the ceremony. For a time that she can attend in person. LCSWs are required to carefully assess whether tele telemedicine services are appropriate in the given case. Here, the mother's absences would likely have a major impact on the planned ceremony. Having her participate by phone or video conference rather than in person applies likely to impact the effectiveness of the intervention. That's a fact. All right, y'all. So I'm about to go. I gotta go to work. All right, y'all. I'm up out of here.